please start it.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I, Sakshi Suneja, would like to welcome you all to the virtual summit organized by Youth Parliament Society, Law College, Dehradun, Faculty of Uttaranchal University. I would also like to welcome a guest speaker, Mr. Vivek Atray, Ex-IAS Motivational TEDx speaker, author, Finding Success Within. Honorable Dean, Law College Dehradun and officiating Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna Sir. Honorable Principal, Law College Dehradun, Professor Dr. Poonam Rawat Ma'am. Dr. Rajat Sharma, Honorable Chairperson, Youth Parliament Society. I would also like to acknowledge President, Vice President, and members of the Youth Parliament Society, and most importantly, the participants who have gathered here for today's session. Before starting the session, I would like to introduce a speaker to all of you, Mr. Vivek Atray. He is an ex-IAS, a motivational speaker, author, mentor, advisor, columnist, and visiting professor. He resigned from the Indian Administrative Services in 2017. He has 8 TEDx talks and 3 Josh talks. He is the founder of Suvichar Think Tank, visiting professor at Sudani University, member of the CSR Advisory Board of Action Inc. He is also a founder of the Vibrant Networking Forum, Chandigarh Literary Society, and co-convener of INTACH Chandigarh. He is a member of the Governor's Advisory Council for Chandigarh UT. He addresses audience from industry, academia, government, et.al. on the nuances of leadership, good governance, emotional intelligence, life skills, education, sport, and sports management. He has inspired thousands of youngsters to adopt a cheerful, positive, and multidimensional approach to their lives. Vivek Atray is an acclaimed orator and has spoken in India and abroad at events of Horasis, NASSCOM, CII, TIE, NCGG, LBS NAA, IIFT, ISB universities, colleges, schools, and private companies. His novels are Move On Bunny and Dubeji Bounces Back. He writes a fortnightly column, Random Forays, for the Hindustan Times. As Director IT, he was the man behind the Chandigarh IT Park. His new book is Finding Success Within, 52 Life Skills for Young Indians. He was quoted by the New York Times and Observer of UK. As DC Panchkula, he initiated projects such as Adar Samman, Respect for the Elderly. He was advisor, KPMG and PwC on a 2-year sabbatical form government. He is an electronics engineer from NIT Kurukshetra. He has a diploma in French, and his favorite book is The Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramhansa Yogananda. Now, I would humbly request Honorable Dean, Law College Dehradun and officiating Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna Sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
On the occasion of this virtual summit, today's speaker, Mr. Vivek Atray ji, Principal of Law College Dehradun, Professor Poonam Rawat, Chairperson of Youth Parliament Society of Law College Dehradun, Dr. Rajesh Sharma ji, President, Secretary, and all the office bearers of Youth Parliament Society of Law College Dehradun, Uttaranchal University, dear participants from this university and all the other universities, it's my proud privilege to welcome you on the behalf of Youth Parliament Society of the university, on the behalf of entire Uttaranchal University family, and of course from the Devbhumi of Uttarakhand. You all are welcome in this series of talk. Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed since last 2 months series of webinars as well as workshops, everything online. And most of the webinars and talks were on the subjects of law. No doubt the speakers have been from this country and abroad, from every corner of the globe, but almost all the talks were on law or law-related subjects. This time, Youth Parliament Society is organizing this virtual summit, which is just different to others. And fortunately, we have today the renowned motivational speaker, TEDx speaker, author, mentor, advisor, columnist, even the professors, engineer, sports person, a complete personality whose introduction is not new to our country. So, with this, I am taking privilege to welcome you, Atray Sahab, on the behalf of Uttaranchal University and Youth Parliament Society of Law College Dehradun, Uttaranchal University. You are most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Although we are meeting online today, but the day when we have published it, I have received series of requests from my students to invite you physically in Uttaranchal University as and when the time permits, situation permits. So from my side and on the behalf of my all students, even the Youth Parliament Society, I very humbly invite you to our university in Dehradun, as there are series of students they wish to, and we all will love to listen you physically here. Once again, most welcome on the behalf of Uttaranchal University. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to Sakshi.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a generous welcome note. Now, I would like to request a guest speaker, Mr. Vivek Atray, to start the session on the topic Psychology of Self-Motivation, a magic pill to success.
Thank you very much, Sakshi, and thank you especially Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna for a very warm welcome, very well spoken welcome. And I also noticed that Dr. Poonam Rawat, I believe, the principal of the Law College, is also here. And other professors and guests and faculty members from other colleges and the Uttaranchal University, of course, all of them are there. So wonderful to see so many students as well, and I'm very glad that I'm speaking to you. I am right now located in Chandigarh, Panchkula rather, near Chandigarh. I keep coming to Mussoorie and I speak at the National Center for Good Governance there many times to officers of Bangladesh, of various states, I've spoken at Academy in LBSNA also. So I keep crossing Dehradun. I'll be very happy to come there one day when things are normal, and I will come and speak.
Thank you.
But today it's an occasion to meet virtually. First of all, I must apologize that I had another webinar at 12 which clashed with this. Somehow I did not notice, and that was also important. So then I requested, I'm so glad that all of you could assemble at 1:30 today to listen to me and this topic. I think the very fact that you have invited me to speak, if I can humbly say, is a sign that you are thinking in the right direction. And not only law, everything is not only about the subject that we study. It is also important to develop life skills, to develop positive thinking, to develop diverse kinds of personalities. One of the topics that I speak on is all-round development of a child or a young person. I have 8 TEDx talks. One of them is being an all-rounder in life. You mentioned 7 or 8 things that I do, and very humbly, I must say that it is God's will that I have been able to do all these. But my main profession has been in the IAS, and before that in the Haryana Civil Service, I got promoted from HCS to IAS. I spent 7 years in the IAS and 19 years in the HCS before that. I resigned at the age of 50, and that is 2.5 years ago. I am now well on the way to becoming, very humbly again, I must say, one of India's most popular motivational speakers. Luckily, and I must share this figure with you all just to inspire the students, I have 25 lakh views now on YouTube, 2.5 million views on YouTube. So it is something that I feel very inspired by you, because all of you write to me, you contact me, you ask me questions. That's why I feel I took the right decision to resign from IAS. Otherwise, nobody resigns from IAS, and to become a motivational speaker. But I have a lot of respect for the teaching fraternity, and I must say that all the professors and teachers, I must tell you that you are undervalued, and the country needs to value the teaching profession much more than it does. I have been an administrator, I've been director of technical education, I've been director of school education, I've been deputy commissioner also, various things. I have always tried to give that kind of fillip and the encouragement to the teaching profession. It's not even a profession. I think it is a service, and it is something which is really vital for nation building. Now, the young people who are out there, I want to talk to you, and I'm very happy that you are listening to me. Firstly, what is life about? What is the goal of life? Just think for 30 seconds while I'm speaking, and I won't get your answer because this is not a hall where I'm there with you, and we can't have everybody speaking on Zoom. But I will give you the answer. Just think for a few more seconds. What is the goal of life? If we have 3 options, it's a multiple choice is your preferred mode nowadays. So the options are happiness, success, satisfaction, and 3 options: happiness, success, and satisfaction. I would very humbly tell you that the goal of life is not success, it is happiness. And if happiness is the goal of life, then that success which gives us happiness is true success. We are on a public platform, but we can compare 2 presidents of the United States. The 2 presidents of the United States to compare are the present one, who is Mr. Donald Trump, and the previous one who was Mr. Barack Obama. Now, Mr. Barack Obama, even today, if you see his video with his wife recently, Michelle Obama and Barack Obama made a video on books and children and upbringing of children. Even today, the kind of positivity, the kind of happiness, the kind of cheerfulness, the kind of emotional intelligence, I'll tell you what is emotional intelligence in a while, that they exude, that they display, that we can see in their eyes and their smiles and their personality, Michelle and Barack Obama, is unmatched. It has nothing to do with the presidentship of the United States. And the president of the United States, being the most powerful person in the world, cannot be happy unless that happiness comes from within. And Mr. Trump, unfortunately, has not displayed that happiness before the world in any moment that I have been watching, maybe rare moments. So 2 people in the same post who have totally opposite personalities. It means that the post or the power or the money or the fame does not give us true happiness. True happiness does not come from being an IAS officer, an engineer, a doctor, a professor. True happiness comes from your attitude. Now, if we're talking about motivation, we are talking about lockdown and corona and difficult times. Life is full of ups and downs. There is no time in life when there is no low moment. Low moments keep coming, high moments keep coming. We have to take the rough with the smooth. You all understand what I mean? 2 people in the same situation. We compared 2 presidents. You can compare any 2 friends, 2 students, similar family background, similar income level, similar family pressure, peer pressure, similar intellect and intelligence. One is a crybaby, the other is a positive, gung-ho, cheerful go-getter. The crybaby has no reason to cry. In our local parlance, I'm sure you understand this word. When we were in school, college, if somebody was always crying, we will call him a rondu type. Rondu type of person. A crybaby. In every situation, this person will be complaining. Ye theek nahi hai, wo theek nahi. This is not okay, that is not okay. Why should I complain more than the next person if I am in the same position as him or her? If I become a complainer, I become a habitual critic, I become someone who keeps on criticizing, then my life is full of negativity. And I am also displaying that negativity to others. So if one of your friends is into the habit of complaining all the time against parents, against friends, against teachers, against school, against college, against anything, even in the office we find people like that, then you must tell him, counsel him, guide him that get out of this mindset. And if he cannot get out of it, then you have to distance yourself from such people and they will understand. So people who are habitual complainers should not become us and they should not influence our lives too much. Surround yourself with people who are smiling, content and cheerful. Everybody has problems, as I said. Let me give you the story now. First story. I already gave you the example of Trump and Obama, but I'll give you the story of Arthur Ashe. Arthur Ashe was a Wimbledon champion. All of you who are youngsters know that Wimbledon is the top tennis tournament of the world. No Indian has ever won the singles, but Mahesh Bhupathi and Leander Paes won the doubles of Wimbledon. Sania Mirza and Martina Hingis won the doubles of women in Wimbledon. However, Arthur Ashe won the men's single championship in the 70s. When he won Wimbledon, he was on top of the world. After a few years, he was dying. He was critically ill on his bed and writing letters. He was answering letters. People were writing to him. He was quite weak, but he used to love answering the letters. Critical ailment, no hope of survival. And people were writing to him, Arthur, we love you so much. We are your fans. Why is this happening to you? Why not to somebody else? So Arthur Ashe writes to them by hand. Those were not the days of computers and texts and WhatsApps and Snapchat, etc. It was the day of a letter. Longhand. He writes, I won Wimbledon. I was on top of the world. I looked up at the sky with the trophy in my hand. I did not ask God, why is this happening to me? Now when I'm dying ill, I do not have any right to ask God, why is this happening to me? We are typically complaining about things that are happening to us, but we are not grateful for good things that happen to us. We need to reverse that trend. Be thankful for what you have and don't be cribbing on what you don't have. Those who are cribbing, complaining, they will not get more happiness. They will continue like that. Also, you have seen the book or seen the movie The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It is a book to notice, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. He says the law of attraction occurs. If you keep thinking this time my bill will be more, electricity bill will be too much. Of course, electricity bill depends on your consumption. But when you think like that, then negativity flows. I will lose this game. I will lose. Of course you will lose. And if you are going for an exam, I might not do well. I may not get as many marks. These are the thoughts which cause us to decline, our performance will decline. What we need to do is punch above our weight. Another example, this is a boxer who is 62 kgs in the 60 to 70 kg category. 62 kilos weight. The other fellow is 68 in the same category. If the 62 kilo category person, weight person, outboxes the 68 kilo and knocks him down, it means he's punching above his weight. That means he has something in him which is the X factor. That X factor comes from positive thinking, doesn't come from negative thinking. Nobody who is a complainer can be super successful in life. Only a leader with qualities of exuberance, enthusiasm. थोड़े से new words आएंगे, don't worry about them. You can read them somewhere in the dictionary later. Only a person who has full motivation and who backs himself, who understands the value of hard work, enthusiasm, and positive thinking, never say die spirit, will win. Let's look at MS Dhoni, another example. Dhoni is the prime example of how to come from a low background, low income, lower middle class, and rising to the top of the world. Look at the quality, not only the cricketing excellence, wicket keeping, batting, captaincy. Look at the quality of the human being. Balance. Balance is the key. Not only as a batsman, he's balanced. I played cricket under 19. I couldn't mention it in my resume, I think. Under 19 cricket at the national level. Balanced while batting, balanced while keeping, balanced as a captain, and balanced as a human being. Dhoni, whose birthday it is today, I wonder if you know. Today is Dhoni's birthday. And Dhoni is someone, and in fact, we have our host is, I think, Sakshi Suneja. Dhoni's wife's name is also Sakshi. The host, I mean, the birthday boy Dhoni is someone to emulate today. So think about what qualities he has, not only as a sportsman, but as a human being. Even Virat Kohli, having started out as over-aggressive, over-temperamental, sometimes swearing on the field too much, more than required. Now calming down. Of course, शादी भी हो गई, थोड़ा काम और हो गए. But Virat Kohli has become now more like Dhoni than before. Calmer, balanced, good captaincy skill. What do we need to work on, young people, especially those who are watching, even the older people? We need to work on our mind. Mind is not here, mind is physically not there, the brain is there. Mind is something which tells us you are right, you are wrong. You can win, you can lose. You are strong, you are weak. The mind does. The mind is our key friend and key enemy. Your mind. Your mind will tell you to do better or to do worse. So we have to ultimately, what I have done as Vivek Atray, whatever accomplishments I have 3 books, I have 25 lakh views on YouTube, I have many followers on Instagram, you can all follow me on Instagram. I have basically tried to be balanced. Balance gives me that key and calmness of the mind. So my mind is the one where I have to win the battle. The battle is not fought outside. The battle is not fought in the exam hall. The battle is fought in the mind. Another example, Edmund Hillary. Edmund Hillary, who was the one to scale Mount Everest, was the first one. He scaled Mount Everest and said, I did not conquer the mountain, I conquered myself. I conquered my fears. I conquered my worries. I conquered all the negativities that I had. Anyone who does the unthinkable or achieves great heights has conquered his fears. So, a topper of law university, a great lawyer, a great judge, a great law student is someone who has overcome his weaknesses, her weaknesses, to become the best. Because this person, this boy, this girl has been able to conquer the negativities and the worries, which otherwise can be very difficult. They are going to lead to a great deal of pain. Okay, let me tell you 7 C's now for motivating yourself. These are easy to remember. Otherwise, you will remember Mr. Vivek Atray came, he gave us a very nice lecture, speaks very well, hopefully. And then you'll forget what I said. You won't remember all these examples. So I'll give you the formula of 7 C's. And these 7 C's you can remember easily. They're not difficult. And then I'll give you another formula, which is 2I minus I, 3I minus I. That's another formula. 7 C's for motivation, for happiness, for success. The first C is courage. We are talking about the mind. We're talking about fearlessness. Courage, C for courage. Courage means being brave, strong, fearless in the mind. If you have courage, that means you can overcome whatever little problems or inhibitions you have. Whatever drawbacks in your personality are there, they can be overcome. Because you are strong and courageous in the mind. It is very, very important for you to do that. So therefore, overcome all these problems with courage. The next point is character. Character means that I am able to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself that I did my best. I did whatever I could. I tried to tell the truth. I tried to do my most best and without lying, without doing anything wrong. Character means that 99% of the time we are right in what we do. We are humans, so once in a while we can slip. It's okay. Don't be harsh on yourself if you did anything wrong in life. Everybody is human. We also do things wrong. We tell lies, we steal, we do other things. But if we are doing that 90% of the time, then something is wrong. Once in a while, you slipped up. You told a lie, you hid something, you whatever. It's okay. You're human. We try to improve our character. We try to improve next week, next month, next year. We don't do such things again and again and again. So we improve over the years. Even after 30, 40 years, you may have some problems in your character. But it's okay. You're human. You work on it. You recognize and you work. The third C is creativity. Creativity means you are an all-rounder. You have skills of music, art, photography, writing poetry, writing stories, or sports. Something creative apart from law, apart from studies, has to be there. Anything creative, cooking, fashion, design, dancing, anything. Whatever you have which is skillful and creative, have it as a part of your life. Even in your work, if you're a lawyer, even in your work, be creative as far as possible. Enjoy your work. Enjoy your career. Get into that which you love. I have a couple of videos which I'll send you later. One is overcoming overthinking. Overthinking is something which makes us really weak. Second is choosing the career that you love. These are all on YouTube also. You can watch them on my channel or Vivek Atray, you search. So C for creativity. Make it a part of your life. And the fourth is C for cheerfulness. Cheerfulness means that you are positive all the time. You are cheerful most of the time. You are once in a while you feel low, but you bounce back. Cheerful people are, jisko bolte hain hasmukh. You are cheerful, you are friendly, you are smiling, you are not cracking jokes all the time, sometimes, but you are helpful and positive. Cheerful people are popular. They have goodwill. Very, very important quality. And the next C is calmness, which I mentioned in the beginning before this C. Calmness is something which will make you loved and respected. Even in a crisis, you don't lose your cool. Even as a leader, as an administrator, as a director, I have been there. We don't lose our temper. You can be firm. You can be confident. You can be solid. You don't have to be losing your cool or temper. Really something which is very, very difficult otherwise. That is something absolutely difficult. Yeah, I'll just take a 1 minute break, just coming back. Yes, so we continue with the C's. The next C is contentment. After calmness, it is contentment. Contentment means that we are grateful, thankful for what we have. Contentment is not that we are always complaining. We are thankful for what we have. Always be content. But of course, you can try for more and better. It doesn't mean that you are not ambitious. We can be ambitious. We can want to do a lot in life, but we have to be content. That means we are grateful for family, for our college, our school, our home, our city, our country, our society. Always be careful that you are not complaining about your life otherwise. Then is compassion. C for compassion. Compassion means that we think of others. We are not only self-centered. We are not only me, I. That is C for compassion. So these C's I'll recap for you once more. Please remember these C's, make them a part of your life. So C for courage, C for character, C for creativity, C for calmness, C for cheerfulness, C for contentment, and C for compassion. Very, very important. The next formula I said is 3I minus I. I know it is 2I. Math students know 3I minus I is 2I. But why do I say this? The 3 I's that we need to add to our life: inspiration, innovation, integrity. Inspiration is something without which you can't be successful. Routine life is not a good life. A routine life, theek hai, apna, we go have breakfast, go to work, have bindi pulka, and then go home, and then we are, theek hai. Oh, theek hai. There's nothing wrong with it. That is the basic of our life. We need to be like that. But we need to have some spark, some inspiration. Get up in the morning and decide, today I want to do something extra. Some Josh. Without that, there is dullness in life. Whether you are a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or a student, have to have an extra zing in your step and in your mind. Then only Josh comes. If I resigned from the IAS, I resigned because I did 26 years in the service, happy with what I did. Now I have Josh every day speaking to the youth, wanting to give to them whatever guidance I can, and to many people across the world. Very happy. Then inspiration is the first. Second is innovation, comes from creativity. If you are creative, Einstein said creativity is intelligence having fun. Intelligence having fun is creativity. So intelligence is of no point unless you are doing something new, something unusual, something positive change. And the third is integrity, character. Integrity means that you have that basic value system within. You will not harm anybody else's chances. You will not start rumors about somebody. You will not criticize somebody too much. Maybe sometimes it's okay. But integrity means you tell the truth, you do the right thing 99% of the time. 1% of the time you slip up, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. And the minus I is I for ego. That means I. Ego is EGO. But it means that you're self-centered. So 3I minus I. Minus your ego. And minus thinking about yourself. Think of others. Think of the universe. Think of the world. Only then life becomes easier. Life becomes better. And life becomes worth living. Very, very important to do that. I'll tell you a story once more, because these stories also stay with you. There was this young boy, he was only 5 years old, child, and his mother took him to a concert. And the concert was by a great piano player. Poland was the country. In Poland, this piano player, his name was Pedrewski. Thoda difficult name hai, but his name was Pedrewski. Now, Pedrewski was to play and everybody was to clap, and he was a famous piano player. Now, children were not allowed in the hall, but this mother was alone with the child. She could not leave him home. She took him inside. She told the child, just be quiet, don't say anything, otherwise they will turn us out of the hall. Now, before the show begins, the lady sees a friend sitting 2 rows ahead. So she tells her son, don't get up. But she goes to meet that lady, and this boy gets up and runs away. 5-year-old children are not going to listen to us. He runs away to the backstage and he sees a red light, but he doesn't care about the red light. It says no entry. He doesn't know. He goes onto the stage. The curtain is closed. But as soon as he goes there, he sits on the piano and starts playing the piano. 5-year-old. Ting, 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 ting. The curtain opens and the mother is shocked to see that the child is not there on the chair. She's back and he's on the stage playing the piano. And Pedrewski comes at that moment to play. Everybody claps, but they don't know how this child will be removed now. But Pedrewski decides to play with the child. The child keeps doing something and Pedrewski improvises. Improvises means usko modify karte hain apne routine. And he plays as per the child's hands and fingers. And everybody claps and says this is the best concert ever. Pedrewski brings in his brilliance and the child brings in his childlike attitude. They play together for 1 hour. The mother becomes a superstar, the child becomes a superstar, and even though he has done something wrong by going onto the stage. Pedrewski goes on to become the Prime Minister of Poland after many years, not because of this incident, but otherwise. So life is very interesting. This story tells us that this little boy, he was maybe he was a child, he didn't know the rules. But sometimes we go forward without fear. He had no fear. Children have no fear. The fear comes when we grow older. So too much fear stifles us. Of course, we have to follow the rules of society. We have to remain within the limits. But we can be creative. We can do new things. We can do outlandish things at times, which are wonderful. The next thing I'll tell you is to read more books. If you read more books, you are going to be more successful in life. There is no doubt about it. Success comes from all-round awareness and knowledge. Read fiction, that is novels. Read poetry. Read non-fiction. Read autobiographies. I've got the greatest book here, which is my favorite, Autobiography of a Yogi, which Sakshi mentioned in my profile also. Favorite book, Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. He is the greatest yogi. And he said, be calmly active and actively calm. Remember this quote. Be calmly active and actively calm. He said, I am not saying it. Paramahansa Yogananda said. Now, why is he saying that? Because he gives us the inspiration. Whenever you do lots of work, make sure your mind is calm. Very, very important. Therefore, we make sure that our mind remains calm. Reading books gives us this kind of quality. Read more autobiographies. Dalai Lama, today's Dalai Lama's 85th birthday, or yesterday or today. Read more books. Be aware of what is happening in the world. Writing also gives you good ability. Writing is also therapy. If you're feeling low, feeling tense, write down your thoughts, throw away the paper later, but writing gives you that expression. Don't keep things inside your heart. Recently, in my talk on overthinking, I talked about Sushant Singh Rajput. You will not believe I met him when he was 22 years old. He came to my office with some relative who's a senior officer. And I counseled him. I said, be positive, go for it, become an actor, do whatever you can. Give him a pep talk. I'm so surprised and shocked at what has happened. But let me say that you have to remain positive and calm in mind. Success or failure will come and go. There is a poem by Rudyard Kipling The two imposters, success and failure, both are imposters. Don't take them seriously. And take your life seriously by being happy and positive and motivated. Sakshi, in a while we'll take questions, so be ready for questions. I just have a few more things to say, then we'll take questions because it is now about 2:15, 2:16. So we'll be ready with the questions in about 2-3 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a recap of my talk so that you can understand what I said. Be motivated. The battle of life is fought in the mind. The 7 C's I already repeated. 3I minus I, inspiration, integrity, innovation, minus ego. These are the keys to success, happiness. If you are UPSC aspirants, you can be in touch with me on Instagram or wherever. I will guide you. I will connect you to our academy. If you are law students, want to be anything in law, go ahead, be in touch with me anyway. All of you are welcome to be contacting me on social media. The point is that you have to win the battle within, not the battle external. Inner victory. And this is my book, Finding Success Within, which was mentioned. It is my 3rd book, Finding Success Within, 52 Life Skills for Young Indians. It might be coming in reverse there, but it is basically a book which you can read. It is available on Amazon. Finding Success Within by Vivek Atray. So I am very happy that you have invited me for this session. Very happy to talk to Uttaranchal students. I know that you are Uttaranchal people. I've met a lot of them, officers also. Very good-natured and positive people. And I'm always fond of going to that part of the world, of the country. And it's very, very nice to meet you all online. One day I will come and definitely meet you offline. So if we have questions, I'll take questions now.
Yes, sir, there are questions.
Can you read out the question, please?
Yes, sir. As we all know that we always have to be positive so that we can get success. But how to control a mind which always makes us think negative and grasps negative things easily?
What is the name of the person? Student asking?
Kumar Amuk.
Kumar Amuk. Okay, very good, Kumar. Good question. The mind is always going to trouble us. It is said in the autobiography of a yogi, you can control an elephant, you can control a tiger, you can control any animal or any beast, but controlling the mind is more difficult. Our mind goes from here to Los Angeles within 1 second, back to India and back to Rajma Chawal and back to Uncle Auntie and back to movies and back to girlfriend, whatever it is, we have to control the mind. One of the best ways to do it, and I will say it now, would you ask me this, is meditation. Meditation, you start early in life, the better it is. I follow Kriya Yoga meditation, which Paramahansa Yogananda started. yssofIndia.org, Sakshi, you can type it out there if you like. yssofIndia.org. yssofIndia.org. In this website, you will find a lot of meditation methods, techniques. It's very easy for you to learn meditation there. You can follow any path. I'm only giving you my path. You can follow anything you like as per your religion, your spirituality. So be meditating at an early age. Don't start after retirement. It is very, very important. Yes, that's the correct site. And you can read, you can go through this website which Sakshi has mentioned. And this will give you a lot of guidance. Meditation is the way to make a calm mind. Subh Sham, I meditate 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. Not only after voluntary retirement, even when I was BC Panchkula or SDM or director, I used to, not SDM that time, I was too young. But meditation, I started as soon as I learned about it. And it will help you in life. Much, much, much. Next question.
The next question is, how shall we deal with the results that we don't expect, and because of that, the desire for that goal gets reduced? It is by Anand Shankar Tripathi.
Okay, yes, Anand Shankar, good question. So we don't often get the results that we thought. Life is about, the Bhagavad Gita tells us, our job is to make the effort and life will give us whatever results it has to give. So results are often not commensurate with our efforts. But a human being has to do this effort and leave the results to God. It is not possible humanly to be like that always. What we do is to strive our best. See, sometimes you make some dish in the kitchen, or you make a painting. It may not look as good or taste as good as you wanted it to. But the process gave you joy. You love making that painting. You love the days and whatever nights you spent making it. Or writing an essay, or writing a story, or writing a book. You loved it. So the effort and the process and the journey, very, very important. The landmark or the destination or the result may not be as per your requirement or as per your liking. It's okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If you don't lose, learn from failure and move on. Next question.
Next question is by Anupriya Verma. Is there any connection between subconscious mind and thoughts? And can controlling subconscious mind will result into controlling thoughts and will give desired results?
It's a good question. Yes, there is a connection, and the subconscious mind can be controlled by meditation. The subconscious mind is when you are dreaming or when you are not concentrating on something, your mind is distracted. So you have to meditate more, and deep breathing also helps. Then your conscious mind takes over and you remain in the moment, mindful of this moment. One day we'll talk of mindfulness, motivation on that. But being mindful of the present moment means your subconscious mind is full of right thoughts. And the superconscious mind, which is the soul related mind, that also has to be developed through meditation. Sakshi, some people are raising hands, but you tell them don't raise hands, just type your question. Go ahead, next question.
Sir, I have a question. As you talked about law of attraction, and it is that the universe listens to whatever you think. It can be positive as well as negative. So does that thing really works? The universe responds to you?
Yeah, the universe responds, Sakshi, definitely. You see what happens? Our vibrations are unseen. What we are thinking, it emits vibrations, which the universe understands, God understands, people don't understand. You go to a place, sometimes you feel uneasy. The vibrations are subtle. You are not able to see them. This very nice, otherwise beautiful place, but you feel uneasy because of the vibrations. So what we think, it emits vibration. We think positive, we affirm. There's something called affirmation. All of you young people, 140 people in the audience, affirmation. I will win. I will be good. I will succeed. I will be happy. Go on saying that in your mind. I will be happy. I will be happy. I love God. God help me. God help me. God help me. God help me. All these affirmations will work. One day you will become very, very happy and positive. So be very careful that you affirm this. Don't affirm, ye banda theek nahi hai, wo theek nahi hai. Why is this happening? Why is that? So bad, so bad, so bad. Don't talk like that. Don't think like that. Next question.
Why do we willfully and consciously engage in self-destructive habits while ignoring a better judgment?
Who is that person?
Sahil Thakur.
Who?
Sahil Thakur.
Okay. So, Mr. Thakur, the question is that self-destructive habits, it happens. You are human. Human beings are not perfect. They are imperfect. So be careful and try to be improved. And if they are self-destructive habits, some of them are okay. And you try to be better next week. Understand yourself. Try to be better next month, next year. Improve. We don't decline. We should not decline, become worse. We have some good points, we have some bad points. The bad points should become less, the good points should improve. Nobody's perfect. It is a journey. Keep on trying. We'll take 2 more questions, Sakshi. The rest of the questions you can all email me or ask me on Instagram. My name is Vivek Atray. You see my spellings. And I won't be able to, I think there are about 50 more questions. We'll take 2 more. Go ahead.
Question is by Mohit Kesharwani. So, how to reduce the peer pressure or family pressure which increases with the passage of time as we grow older for making life successful?
Yeah, peer pressure and family pressure is a good question because you are part of society. Family will always expect In fact, I address parents a lot. I tell parents, don't put so much pressure on your children. Don't have too many super expectations. Do your best with them. They will do their best. So peer pressure and family pressure comes. Look at somebody like, let's say, Prithvi Shaw, new cricketer. Let's look at somebody, young actor, young actress like Alia Bhatt. They face immense pressure of expectation from everybody. They have to be within, calm within. Pressure will come. If your parents or people are asking you, do better, do this, do that, listen to them. Have patience with them. Do your best, but remain calm. Ultimately, you are not answerable to the world. Ultimately, you are answerable to yourself. Ultimately. Of course, you have to look after your family, be answerable to them. But it is very, very important that you are answerable to yourself ultimately. Last question now, Sakshi.
It is by Muskan Chauhan. If we learn from our mistakes, then why are we always so afraid to make them?
Yeah, mistakes you learn from, you should learn from. Some people don't learn from. They remain, let's say there is a gossip. Somebody gossips. From age of 12 to the age of 70, this person is gossiping all the time. Do not learn from mistakes. So it's better to improve when you realize that you're a gossiper all the time. Sometimes it's okay. Your friends are getting together. Uska kya haal hai? Wo to aajkal bade maze kar raha hai. That's okay. But you have to be positive and positive as much as possible. You can write down my email ID on the chat, Sakshi, vivek.atray@gmail.com. Vivek.atray, Atray is A-T-R-A-Y, vivek.atray@gmail.com. And you can also be in touch, as I said, follow me on Instagram, all of you. You can type your questions to me on the Instagram chat and send me, or you can email me, or you can also, all of you should be on LinkedIn. Many people are still raising their hands. I don't know, it's difficult for me to respond, but I have responded to many questions. We've had a very good 1-hour session. You be in touch with me on social media. I'm very happy to hear from young people. I'm so happy to have spoken to the law colleges and the University of Uttaranchal. And thank you for this session and welcome. Be in touch with me.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your presence. Now, I would like to request Honorable Chairperson, Youth Parliament Society, Dr. Rajat Sharma, to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Sakshi. Let me check once. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Honorable Dean, Law College Dehradun, and Vice Chancellor, Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna, sir. Honorable Principal, Law College Dehradun, Professor Dr. Motivational, distinguished speaker of today's session, Mr. Vivek Atray, all the enthusiastic dear participants, Mr. Sahil Thakur, President, Youth Parliament Society, Ms. Tomi Sharma, Vice President, Youth Parliament Society, and all the office bearers of Youth Parliament Society. I take this privilege to welcome you on for the proposed vote of thanks after successful completion of this virtual summit by one of the learned, well-known, motivational speaker of the country, Mr. Vivek Atray. I would like to express my gratitude to Honorable Dean Law College Dehradun and officiating Vice Chancellor of Uttaranchal University, Professor Dr. Rajesh Bahuguna, sir, for sparing his valuable time with us and for motivating us, guiding us, and be with us throughout this event. We are also grateful to Honorable Principal Law College Dehradun, Professor Dr. Motivational, for her continuous support, motivation, and guidance. I place on record my sincere thanks to our distinguished speaker for today's session, Mr. Vivek Atray. I must say that I've gone through most of your videos on the internet and YouTube, and I feel really very happy whenever I see whenever one person is down. There are a number of certain things which a motivator can motivate you in these down times. And very rightly said by sir, I have gone through the book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, and it is a wonderful book where we can see the journey of a person, Shri Paramahansa Yogananda ji, how he became a disciple of Yukteswar Giri, whatever happened in his life, all his journey to USA and all his teachings and preachings to disciples. So it is a wonderful book. There are different dimensions of human beings, the external, internal powers of human mind. They have been described in a wonderful way. A number of experiences are shared. And I also recommend all the students, participants, to just go through this book to get motivation in your lives. Secondly, there is also one more book, Sir knows it better, commentary on Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Yogananda Paramahansa. And then this commentary, as said by you, this book contains, it depicts the battle, Dharamkshetra or Kurukshetra, not as something external events, but all these things which are happening in your body, in your mind. So all the vices, good virtues, a fight, a conflict between your good virtues and your vices. That is continuously going on. This is a battle. You have to continuously go on. You have to fight this battle. You always have to work for, endeavor for victory of your good virtues. So I must say that as said by Sir, that we must calmly active and actively calm, and there is a continuous fight between this evil and bad, evil and good. So how this is going to be affected, how it is going to be helpful for all the participants, all the aspirants, or all human beings. See, that is the need of motivational speakers. This is the need of the good books. This is the need of the people, the gurus, who throughout your lives keep continuing to keep motivate you, keep inspiring you. And this was a wonderful session because we have this privilege of the presence of Mr. Vivek Atray ji, who has motivated us in real way, in real sense. I have noted down certain points, all the C's. This is a good thing. All these things are to be kept in view. It can be considered by all the students that we need to 3I minus I, be it inspiration, innovation, integrity minus ego. Ego is one of the greatest problems which we always see. And we always driven by our future consequences, how it would be it good for me, bad for me. And there were certain other things like balance is the key. Number of good things which we keep in our minds to get success in our lives. So I have always kept in mind one simple sentence whenever we start doing something, that once you are set, all set. No frustration, no failures. Just start your journey, start aspiring for something. And if you have that in your mind, if you have kept that mind that I'll do it, that law of attraction, as said by Sir, that exactly works for you. So with these words, we are very thankful to you, Sir, for such a motivational and inspirational speech. We definitely would like to hear from you in future as well. And as said by our Dean, Sir, that we would like to welcome you physically whenever the time permits in this university, in this college. So on behalf of Youth Parliament Society Law College, Dehradun, Uttaranchal University, we really are grateful. I extend my thanks to you, Sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congrats to.
Thank you very much.
And thanks to our team of Youth Parliament Society. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to conclude this session. Thank you everyone for sparing time and joining us today.